Hello, this is Darrell Castle. I'm an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Tennessee, and today I'd like to ask you some questions. What happens when you get laid off? You get fired, you lose your job. What do you do? Well, hopefully you're entitled to unemployment compensation, and there's a lot of things you can do with that. That should be enough to keep you going until you find other jobs, other work. But what if you don't? Should you take less money to get back in the workforce? That would be my advice to you folks. Take less money to get back in the workforce if that's what you have to do, because that job you had before just might not come back. There's always something that you're thinking about. My job will come back, my business will come back, whatever it is, but sometimes it just doesn't. Sometimes technology passes our work by and it doesn't come back. In the meantime, you still have debts. What can you do about that? Well, you can consider a Chapter 13. That will usually allow you to keep your house, your car, usually at a much reduced payment on your overall debt. It will allow you to consolidate your credit card bills and things like that at a much smaller payment. And so you keep your property and you pay less in line with what you're receiving through unemployment compensation. You can fund your Chapter 13 with unemployment compensation, in other words. What happens if your unemployment compensation runs out, you're not receiving it anymore? Well, you can consider Chapter 7. You can consider Chapter 7 anyway, but if you have no money to pay your bills with, it's a very good thing to consider. You can discharge your dischargeable debt with Chapter 7. And if you don't have unemployment coming in and you have no income, that would seem to be a good choice for you folks. Those are things that you can do if you have unemployment compensation, and if you lose it, if it runs out. You call me about that if you have any questions. You'll be glad you did.